and welcome to the Music Scout Podcast with myself, Lewis Fisher, and welcome to episode 83. It's been a little while, but I am back and I've got some fantastic music for you all to listen to. We've got Sunspot and a little bit of music from Get Kate, Where Kate Fly, and also some from The Wonder Years, Ed the Dog, Father Son, and Illiterate Light. So all of that to come up in this episode. But first we're going to hear from Sunspot with their single Think Tank. As I said, folks, hello and welcome back to the Music Scout. It has been a long time. I am very sorry about that once again. I keep apologizing, and for some reason, I just don't know why I had a 3-week break from recording. I'm actually, as I'm recording this, I'm going to be doing an interview in about an hour's time, so I'm getting right back into this, and I'm getting very busy with this again. I think it's just a bit of, I guess I should explain why I haven't really been uploading very much in the last 2 months. I think it's been 2 episodes in 2 months, which is horrendous for me. But at the same time, I was very, I didn't have a lot of enthusiasm, and I didn't have a lot of, drive to make these episodes anymore. I think it's because everything was going on with the move, job. I was changing jobs as well. It was, retail to head office, 9 to 5, so my life is back in order again, which means I can do these again, which is great. At the same time, now it does mean that I have a lot more time. Back then, I didn't, and I felt like I hadn't challenged myself enough, and so I wanted to really try and get these back on track again. So Here I am, episode 83, and there's going to be an interview episode coming up on Tuesday. I can't remember what day that is. I think it's about the 22nd, but there will be one on that day. I think it's actually the 18th, if I remember rightly. So either way, there's going to be one next Tuesday with Convey. This is going to be a really good interview. I'm looking forward to it. Part of Revival Recordings again, which I'm really looking forward to as well. And I love working with these guys. They have such a fantastic roster. So really pleased to be working with them again. And Convey are going to be an outstanding band in the near future. Another thing to talk about outstanding bands, the album of the year, the top 10 albums of the year is coming. I'm not too sure if I'm doing the singles this year because I haven't really concentrated on the singles as much this year. I've really been delving into albums just because you don't really hear many people talk about albums anymore, so I want to try and celebrate that. I did see that Rough Trade had announced that Shame got the number 1 spot this year, so massive congrats to them for that. But is it going to make my top 10 is the question. Yes, it is. So there's a nice little sneak peek for you. But where is it going to place? You will have to find out. I'm just figuring out a couple more points, in the top 10. I'm sort of taking one out and putting one in, listening to it again, then putting it back in, taking that one out. And it's taking so long for me to make this top 10 list. But I do always want to try and make sure that it's right for you guys. And I do love doing this. I've been literally thinking about it the whole year. It's, my most favourite time for the podcast as well, which is another reason I wanted to try and pick this back up again, is because once the album of the year is done, I'll finish off, for Christmas, and then I'll be right back in it in January, and it will be my New Year's resolution to make sure that I put out at least one episode a week, standard. So, the bare minimum will be an episode a week. The standard would be 2, 3 maybe if I'm really feeling it. I'm thinking of doing more of these sort of talking bits as well, maybe some overdub of some music as well, so maybe album reviews or even just opinions. So, for example, the Muse, I want to talk about Muse tickets for London Stadium, a freaking extortion. Now, I paid £80 to see Foo Fighters at the same venue, but I don't think Muse are quite there. I don't know why, I just feel like the justification of paying £185. This is the thing. Foo Fighters was £80 for everyone standing, flat rate. I think it was 65 plus all the gubbins as well. And I think the premium standing where I was, we got quite lucky. You literally just got a wristband into that if you turned up early. But they're actually getting people to pay to go into the front is £185. So you can see why I'm like, they're not really as big as Foo Fighters, and personally, I wouldn't pay probably £50 to go see Muse, just because I used to love them. I used to love their old albums, right up to, I can't remember what one it is. It's with 3-part symphony on it. That was a fantastic record, and yeah, people are paying so much for tickets these days. I don't think they need to, although it is the main income along with merch for artists. So at the same time, I want to make sure that the artist gets as most money without the record label bending them over and not giving them enough money. So it's such a headspin for me because at the same time, it's the main income for artists, but they're charging too much. So there has to be a midpoint. That's one thing that I want to talk about. Obviously, Rough Trade, Shame getting that, which I think is a worthy winner personally. I think they've really broke grounds, really new grounds, and really brought post-punk into the fourth, I think, as well as Idols. Those two have really brought post-punk in, and the top 10 albums of the year are going to be a lot more extensive this year as well. I'm going to really talk about everything that is to do with the albums of the year, because I've listened to them so bloody much that I know the tracks inside out, and I just wanted to make sure that I give the most in-depth review on why I chose it to be in this position, and why I chose number 1, why I chose number 7, for example. So I'm hoping that you guys will look forward to that. That'll probably be coming in the next couple of weeks, at least until the end of November is going to be the very latest that I want to put it out. So it's coming. probably in the next couple of weeks or so. Latest would be the first week of December, but let's see how it goes. Either way, let's move into the next track, folks, because I've talked way too much, potentially nearly for 10 minutes, which is terrible. The Home Team, this is a artist from Revival Records. I was going to play this last week, or last time, should I say? It's not last week. It's not last week, this. The Home Team, Ageless. This is a fantastic record, a fantastic song. Do enjoy, folks. And this is going to be quite a rocky episode, so buckle yourselves in for an excellent episode. And the Home Team and Ageless, enjoy.
We've grown so fast in a reality that's hardly built to last. Couldn't I still believe in something better? I'm not the first nor the last to be awake through every night, coming to terms with getting older. Well, maybe I'm still the same in your eyes, but you should know you're not in mine. But living in a shell unnoticed has put me out of line, unfocused. Still again, we're afraid of nothing. Will it be unspoken? It's not unlike every night that I stay home. It's better you never said hello. I'm sure it's easier when it's safe enough and yours in love, but I'm the one who's better off. I've been reliving every fantasy I've had all this time, and you've been nothing but the best thing on my mind. But you know you're worth it when it's obvious I'm alone. And now that I'm older, it's getting easier to show. But I've been living out the past again. It never ends in progress, and you can try to choose, but the world keeps changing around you. Better you never said hello. I'm sure it's easier when it's safe enough and you're in love, but I'm the one who's better off. I've been reliving every fantasy I've had all this time, and you've been nothing but the best thing on my mind. Oh, you don't mistake attraction. No, you take what I've been missing. Believing every hit that I make, you never even know what it takes to get up and worry about the way you make me run around. It's better you never said hello. I'm sure it's easier when it's safe enough and you're in love, but I'm the one who's better off. I've been reliving every fantasy I've had all this time, and you've been nothing but the best thing on my mind.
The Home Team with Ageless, and this is coming off their 2018 album Better Off from Revival Recordings. Really great track, a very fun track, and a very fun band as well. The whole album pretty much consists of a lot of this sort of fast-paced punk rock that you really just want to get your teeth into. So do go listen to the rest of the album, and I'm just going to jump straight into the next track because I've spoken way too much already. Illiterate Light is next, and this is going to be a single, Better Than I Used To. Enjoy.
In my mind there's only three things
bouncing around. And I make my monthly trip into town. Grocery shopping, restock on paint. Some days I feel good, and some days I feel bad. Every time that I think of you, I feel better than I used to. Every time that I think of you, I feel better than I used to. Subtle shining moment between, magnifying lost memories. Monday morning, celebrating the week. What is it that you've done to me? Some days I feel good, and some days I feel bad. But every time that I think of you, I feel better than I used to. Every time that I think of you, I feel better than I used to. Blowing like red nuclear waste. Sun shines down as I bubble up. A silent scream contain the vein. Pull me in when push comes to shove. Every time that I think of you, I feel better than I used to. Every time that I think of you, I feel better than I used to. Every time that I think of you, I feel better than I used to. Every time that I think of you, I feel better than I used to.
Illiterate Light and Better Than I Used To, which is one of the singles, one of two singles they have ever released. The other one is Growing Down, which is a newer single that they've just released. So do go check both of those out. And it was very tasty drums in that one. I did like the very tasty shuffle there. So big bonus points for that. Let's move on to the next track then, The Wonder Years, and this is going to be a song called Raining in Kyoto. This is going to be a very powerful song, actually. I do find that The Wonder Years always compile just the heaviest music that they can in terms of just the sort of genre that they are trying to reach out to, but they also don't want to break the barrier of being too hard as well. I think they got a nice balance in there and just a lot of energy, bundle of joy. So The Wonder Years and Raining in Kyoto.
Raining in Kyoto, it's flood in the streets. I'm nursing a coffee from a vending machine. I saw the god of rice, the fox with the key. I woke up blind with a headache, grinding my teeth, confused and alone, been taking pills to sleep. They soften your absence, but they don't let me dream.
The Wonder Years and Raining in Kyoto, coming from their 2018 album Sister Cities, consisting of 11 tracks from Hopeless Records. Do go and check that out. It is a stonking album, and you will want to see if it ends up in the album of the year. Never know. Anyway, actually, one more thing. The singer's vocals, if you've ever heard of the band The Cape Race, if you haven't, do go check it out. Fantastic album, 2014. Absolutely amazing. The singer sounds identical. The vocals, just the raw power and strength in those vocals sounds identical to the vocalist in The Cape Race. Just a little thing, and also a nice little nod to The Cape Race as well. Time for the double header of music. We've got Get Cape, Wear Cape, Fly first with the song Try, and then Ed the Dog with Yes Men. Ed the Dog I've been wanting to play for quite some time, but it's never really fit into an episode, so I feel like this is the one. And just even the intro, word of warning, there is a bit of swearing in it at the beginning, but it's a nice little comical song, but at the same time, it's really freaking catchy in the middle. So, Get Cape, Wear Cape, Fly, and Ed the Dog, Yes Men. Speak to you all in a bit.
Do I wanna be leaving? Yeah, you best believe it. Concrete jungle with glass ceiling. It doesn't feel like home here. Kind of feeling like the land of the frees. Deal wheeling with mixed feeling. I try to be optimistic. I know that I'm not. All those who know me by surface think I've lost the plot. Do I wanna be leaving? Yeah, you best believe it. Underachieving, it's that British feeling. I'm a prognosticator, always looking for danger. I always think the stranger things have happened, so terrified of the future. Give myself to computers, I'm under no illusion that I'm losing hope. We're in need of big repairs. Hold tight, there's something in the air. We'll be alright. You have my sympathy. I'm struggling with apathy. I've been looking for consistency as far as the eye can see. Optimistic, at least once a day. I know that it's unrealistic, and I'll have to pay. But I'm not giving up, I'm not giving in. What's the point in living a half-lived life? I don't think there's much else to do but try.
just wanna be employed again. Lunacy, lunacy, I have to tell you, honestly, honestly, do you feel pregnant? Cannot breathe, what have you done to me? I don't really wanna face the facts, but I'm wasting my life on this track. I don't really wanna know your name, I just wanna be employed again. What can I offer your company? I'm diagnosed ADD. This man's a measure of anxiety, and I tell you I don't work for free, don't work for free, won't work for free, don't work for free. I don't really wanna face the facts, but I'm wasting my life on this track. I don't even wanna know your name, I just wanna be employed again. Lunacy, lunacy, I have to tell you, honestly, honestly, do you feel pregnant? Cannot breathe, what have you done to me? I don't really wanna face the facts, but I'm wasting my life on this track. I don't really wanna know your name, I just wanna be employed again. What can I offer your company? I'm diagnosed ADD. This man's a measure of anxiety, and I tell you I don't work for free, don't work for free, won't work for free, don't work for free. But in the end, I'm gonna be okay. It's not the case for many my age, but we all die the same. Lunacy, lunacy, I have to tell you, honestly, honestly, do you feel pregnant? Cannot breathe, what have you done to me? I don't really wanna face the facts, but I'm wasting my life on this track. I don't really wanna know your name, I just wanna be employed again. What can I offer your company? I'm diagnosed ADD. This man's a measure of anxiety, and I tell you I don't work for free, don't work for free, won't work for free, don't work for free.
A nice contrast of songs there, as ever, on the double header of music here on the Music Scout. Get Cape, Wear Cape, Fly, you heard first with the single Try, and then Ed the Dog with Yes Men. A nice little fun tune, that one, and some... The way they start that tune is just the best thing ever. You're both shit. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. We've got Father Son coming last with the song Reflection. It's going to finish off the episode quite nicely, and also entails quite nicely from the previous episode, which was the interview with Calms. And Calms supported Father Son in Dublin, and you can listen to that episode where we actually talk about being an Irish band and there not actually being that much support in Ireland, because here we got BBC Introducing, we have numerous people who are actually wanting to give smaller artists a chance. Over in Ireland, they don't have promoters, they don't really have anyone that is willing to help out the smaller bands. It's mostly just U2, for example. Everyone just wants to help U2. And it's a shame because there's no real simple way for Irish bands to get noticed in the UK. And the way I think Calms are doing it is through them saying that they're actually Scottish, even though they haven't got a Scottish accent. But you can see why they're having some trouble, and we sort of talk about that, as well as their new songs that are being released, and also the views that people had on their debut album, what they thought of their debut album, the sort of response they got from it, and whether they wanted more response, etc, etc. So it's all happening on that episode. Do go check it out. But that is going to be it from me. Apologies once again for the lack of episodes. as you can tell from the start, when you heard me at the start, I'm actually recording an interview in about 45 minutes with Convey, so that's going to be excellent. That's coming out on Tuesday, so I'm well invested in this once again, and do get excited for album of the year and potentially single of the year. So yeah, lots to come for the Music Scout. Been listening to lots of music in the last 2 months, so got lots to share with you all. That is going to be it from me. We've just got a couple of plugs, so do visit the social medias, with Facebook and Instagram, which is The Music Scout, and the Twitter page, which is The Music Scout with a little underscore. The website is www.themusicscout.co.uk, and also we have the email address, which you can email me loads of stuff to. You can email me about an interview, getting your song played on the podcast, and also just some good old feedback as well. I'd actually really like some feedback, actually, so even if it's just a tweet or an email, because I've been really losing my concentration and just my drive with this, and just anyone who can give me some bit of a boost, a bit of a kick, saying, their thoughts on it, positive or negative, just gives me a real boost and a real kick, because that really makes the most and means the most in the world. It's just when I hear people say their views on it, it means they're actually listening and they're actually engaging with the podcast. So if you are listening to this, just take a minute or so just to write down the email address, which is themusicscoutpodcast@gmail.com, or go onto Twitter, The Music Scout with a little underscore. Just contact me on any of those ways, and it would be great to hear from you. Let's start a conversation as well. You don't have to just say, I love the podcast, I hate the podcast. We can talk about other things. What's your view on 8D music? That's a new thing as well. Just start a conversation as well. It'd be really good to have a conversation with you guys as well. Do go check out other podcasts as well. So Rob Banner Badges is absolutely slaying it at the moment. He is one of a kind, that bloke. He is an absolute machine. He is relentlessly putting episodes out, unlike me, and he's just consistently putting out quality music, so do go check him out as well. But we're going to listen to Father Son and the single Reflection to finish this episode off. Have a great week, guys, and I will speak to you all on Tuesday with the interview from Convey. Here's Father Son. Ta-ra.
I'll try and call you tomorrow, but you know what I'm like. Excuses sound like a dial tone. I hear your voice recorded on the other side. Call me back when you get this. I start to think about rain. When we talk about last night, I see my own reflection in the words you say. No, the drugs don't work the way they said they would. Feels like you just stand still, facing time alone to make it all brand new. The indecision clause. Saw you leaving in a hurry. So something that I said when I was molding in the
just all be in your head. Don't leave me hanging on the line. Don't leave me hanging on the line. Stay there till my phone died. Walked home by the Clyde side. Now the drugs don't work the way they said they would, 'cause I can just stand still, facing time alone to make it all brand new. The indecision closed. Hallelujah, I'm coming home. I'm sorry that it took so long. I was living in an idea in someone else's mind.